Hey, how are you? Honor, sir. Honor to see you again and honor to meet you. I actually got to go to New Zealand to Weta a few months ago and experience the motion capture, which was the single greatest professional experience of my entire life. It was incredible. I thought Mr. John Landau over there said that you were calling to put me in one of the Avatar films. And
we were just streaming this to Los Angeles. Jim saw it and was wondering if you were available to do some other movies.
I'll put you in contact with my agent and then we'll figure something out.
Yeah. It says maybe.
Yeah. I got a lot of stuff going on.
John, he's here.
His people gave us the wrong number, Jim. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, well, we'll correct that.
We'll get it figured out.
Nudge, wait, say no more.
There was a point in your life where you had to choose between making Alita and making Avatar.
Yeah.
If you had chosen the other way, how different would your life be today?
It would be very different. I mean, they're very different films. But at the time, it was a coin toss. I was equally in love with both projects.
And obviously, you have worked with different types of technology from the original Terminator film all the way. If you had the technology of today on one of your earlier films, what scene would you love to maybe rework with the computers today?
Really interesting question. I mean, maybe the ending of The Abyss. I mean, that was a case where I saw something in my head that we just had no idea how to make. We started with with the water tentacle creature, but the ending was beyond our capability at that time.
Still looks absolutely incredible, I can tell you that. Mr. Cameron,
okay, but
an absolute honor, sir. I'll be waiting on that phone call.
Good to see you guys again.
Good to see you.
The 3D technology in this film, probably the best I've ever seen in my entire life. Absolutely amazing. And I was thinking back at all the incredible films that you've done. If there was one moment from one of Robert's past films that you wish you could see in that 3D technology, what is the one that
Dust Till Dawn.
Damn, you buzzed first.
Well, because it actually was supposed to be in 3D.
It was supposed to be in 3D?
The second half, when they get into the bar, I wanted people to put on the glasses. I met with Jim about it. He was struggling with the old 3D cameras because he was shooting the Terminator 2 3D ride. I visited him on that set. And I said, I don't think I can do it 3D. The cameras are archaic. And so when he developed the new 3D camera in digital, that's when I shot Spy Kids 3D, 7 years later. But originally, Dust Till Dawn was supposed to be in 3D. And it's still kind of framed that way. So if you actually watch the second half of the movie, everything was designed to be coming at camera all the time. They're always firing, arrows right into lens, heads are rolling into the lens.
Oh, yeah.
It's a very 3D movie. I should convert it at least, because it was always designed that way.
I love that. Are there any others you guys
I was going to say Desperado is my favorite
Yes.
Rodriguez film.
Yes.
I would love to see that bar fight.
Yeah, that bar
The
fight.
bar fight,
With Antonio
man.
just sliding
Yeah.
across the bar. You showed me very early on in knowing you. You showed me the behind the scenes of Antonio just going in and winging it. You're like, just do
With
this,
his
do that.
fingers.
With his fingers, and already you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
He brings such an explosive quality. Just seeing him do it in 3D.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go back earlier. Machete. Why not, man?
Yes.
I think you would just be there and it would be great.
I love it. And Machete, I feel like it would need to be in the Grindhouse theater.
Yeah.
The blue and red 3D glasses, the old cardboard ones. Oh, it's absolutely amazing. I love this idea that Alita sort of discovers that she has this, let's call it secret skill, which is that she can just kick so much ass.
Yeah.
What is the coolest secret skill you've discovered about yourself in life?
I'm really good at taking in dogs. That's my special skill, keeping a dog alive.
That's a big, as I adopted my dog Daenerys, and that is a big deal.
Listen, I look at my dog Gigi, who moved to New York with me when I started my career, and I look at her and I'm like, how are you still here? I adopted her when I was 19, so I guess my special skill is keeping my
Taking
dog
care.
alive.
I'm going to answer that for her, from my perspective on her. I think that her special skill is the diversity of her acting. I think it's represented in the Alita character, that she can play the wide-eyed naivete, that she could play the sensitive, loving, caring daughter, and she could play the warrior seeking revenge. That is a skill, because most actors cannot do that.
Well, thanks for saying that, because
Yes.
I can't say that about myself.
It's okay, he'll say it. And as we wrap up, it was amazing watching this film last night and seeing this massive budget, this massive blockbuster, and thinking about the fact that you had $7,000 for El Mariachi.
Yeah.
Was there ever a point when you're on the set of Alita where you go, God, I miss those $7,000 projects?
No, not at all. I mean, you take those experiences, what you learn from that, and try to bring it to this, which is concentrate on the story. Whether you have a lot of money or no money, the story is really the only thing that's going to make it connect with people. So I'm glad I had that experience.
The thing about Robert is that this may be a different, budget than you normally work with, but he never lost that joy of filmmaking. It really felt like we were on this, epic independent film. Like
you
if
want
we
it
were
to feel
still
as
all
experimental
making
as that.
it together.
You don't want everyone tiptoeing around as an artist because
No,
now it's a
it's
big
stifling.
production. It's actually the opposite. Let's
Yeah.
pretend this is a $7,000 movie
Yeah.
where it's like not costing anything. So then you have a certain freedom.
And that energy.
And you want that free. I try to create a stage where the actors are really free and they don't feel any pressure of anything.
Well, you did that with him.
Yeah, well, you
did
did
New
it.
Zealand. We freed you up.
We freed you up. Like
New Zealand.
that, you were free. You were free.
I'll wear those pajamas all day.
You
I'll
were
wear them
free.
all day. You were really, really free.
You were like,
And Jim was a little upset that you didn't take his call when he tried calling you, but he'll get over it.
I'm very busy.
oh, wow.
Guys, an honor. I'll never do a junket ever again. Guys, an honor. Thank you for your time.
Have a good one.
Mr. Waltz, good to see you again, sir.
Great to see you again.
I want to talk to you about the performance capture technology, which these days is absolutely incredible because we're at a point now where a human can play a cyborg or an ape. But we are now at a point where actors are being brought back to life by using that very same technology. From the perspective of an actor, is there a point where it is ever too far?
I don't know whether depiction as such can turn into an unethical thing. And I'm not talking about the image that is being depicted, because in the end it's, data that is being used. Whether I like that or not is a different question. Whether I want them to do it with me, if I can oversee it, I would find it interesting. But if they go behind my back and do something, and for example, use the data, record it, and turn it into a role that I hadn't agreed to play, that I would find not only unethical, but also extremely objectionable.
Fair enough. I had the pleasure of a few months ago going to Weta in New Zealand. The trip before you were there and putting on the performance capture suit, and there was a moment where I paused and I just went, I wish 10-year-old me could see this, because I grew up obsessed with films, obsessed with filmmaking, so it was an amazing experience. 10-year-old Christoph Waltz, what would he think of what you do today, and specifically what do you think he would think of Alita?
When you thought about, I wish 10-year-old me had seen that, 10-year-old you sees it, because 10-year-old you is still there.
That's very true.
You're not going away, because in 10 years from now, it's still going to be you. So don't worry about it. Enjoy it on that level if you can. Good for you.
Will do. Mr. Waltz, well, I get to enjoy it because I get to have intelligent conversations with people like you. An honor, sir. Good to see you, sir. Take care.